giving a short introduction on what is a non-conventional trademark. Now, a non-conventional trademark is also known as a non-traditional trademark. In a sense, these kind of trademarks does not belong to any existing conventional category of trademark and is rather unique. These types of trademarks are often difficult to register as they are different from the trademarks that have been specified in the categories of trademark. Now, a good example of a non-conventional trademark is the existence of the Lego Man, which has been part of the Lego toy series and is also a registered trademark in Malaysia.
On 27th September of 2019, Malaysia joined the Madrid Protocol as the 106th country. The form of items or their packaging, sound, fragrance, color, holograms, placement, and sequence of actions are a few examples of other source identifiers that individuals and companies can now register as their trademarks. This is a significant change from the prior laws, which only permitted the registration of so-called conventional marks, which include letters, numbers, symbols, and images. Non-traditional marks can be divided into two representations. Firstly, the visual representation, where it must be in the form of graphically represented, including shape, hologram, position, color, motion, and etc. To illustrate, famous shape trademarks includes the Coca-Cola glass bottle and Lego Man, where the shape of the goods or the packaging is unique and identifiable. Moreover, positioning can be seen from the luxury shoe designer Christian Louboutin's signature placement of the brand's trademark red color on the soles of the shoe, where it shows the precise placement of a trademark on a specific good. Also, color trademark examples can be seen from the Robin's Egg Blue of Tiffany's or the deep purple color of Cadbury. On the other hand, the second representation is the non-visual representation, including sound and scent. The sound trademark can consist of anything auditory and relates to the sonic element of branding. This can include any unique sound associated with a product or service. Examples of sound trademarks include the Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer Lion's Roar and default Nokia call tune. Additionally, scent trademarks protect a particular scent that is specifically associated with a good or service. However, the scent must be capable of being represented graphically, for example, by way of written description, the scent of sandalwood and roses. Therefore, we can see that there are three non-traditional marks that have been filed in Malaysia. The first two were filed in Class 28 for representations of the aforementioned Lego Man, described as a three-dimensional shape of a stylized human figure with a raised knob on the top of its head. The third application is what would commonly be recognized as the Toblerone chocolate triangular prism packaging, filed in Class 30 with the description of the trademark consists of three-dimensional shape of a triangular packaging. In short, we can see that the acceptance of non-traditional trademarks brings a new level of potential to branding.
A very good day to Madam. My name is Chloe. I would like to discuss the challenges in protecting a non-conventional trademark in Malaysia. There are some challenges in protecting a non-conventional trademark in Malaysia in three different stages, which are during formality stage, substantive examination stage, and the post-registration stage. During the formality stage, the concerns that need to be addressed are firstly, the submission of trademark applications requires a standard and precise documentation. Unlike the traditional trademarks, non-conventional trademarks are usually non-ocular, such as sound, smell, feel, and taste. Among other senses, this makes them exceptional and unique. Therefore, non-conventional trademarks may be challenging to precisely describe, which may make them difficult to enforce. In the case of R. and John Lewis, a trademark application for the smell, aroma, or essence of cinnamon as a furniture characteristic was denied by a UK court because a verbal description of the smell was insufficient to create a graphical representation. In addition, depending on the type of non-traditional trademarks, applications format and method may differ. In the case of shield mark, it deals with the registration of sound marks. In this case, the court determined that sound marks might be registered, but that both the graphical representation and distinctiveness of sound conditions needed to be satisfied. Additionally, it was claimed that onomatopoeia, musical notation, and written descriptions of the sound were insufficient. The issue with written sound notations is that while they might convey pitch, they won't necessarily include tone. Further, as for color marks, the judge in the Libertel case held that a color is simply a characteristic of an object and cannot be considered a sign. The court also emphasized the presence of the Pantone code, which assigns distinct numerical codes to different color shades to assist in identification. Thus, it was determined that to register a color mark, functionality, graphical representation, and distinctiveness must all be complied. From both cases above, we can see that there are different formats and methods in registering for the sound marks and color marks, as they have different requirements for registration. Next, during the substantive examination stage, it must have a capable and technologically advanced search system that the examiners may use. A significant revamp of the system is necessary to handle these significant changes. We can take the system of categorizing smells as an example. Different systems were developed by various scientists to categorize various smells. There was an order classification proposed by various scientists. However, the system is not insufficient because it fails to distinguish between the classified and common orders in each category. There is a growing need for an order classification system that is acknowledged worldwide. Unfortunately, due to the subjective nature and inability to identify every smell, all the methods that were previously provided were proven to be inadequate and insufficient. Finally, during the post-registration stage, the issue facing is overlapping between trademark, industrial design, and copyright protection. Three-dimensional objects can be used as shape marks, providing right holders with never-before-seen chances to gain a combination of trademarks, industrial design, and copyright protection. For instance, since those markings frequently shield objects or portions of products, it will have a significant impact on market competition. The issue is made worse by the possibility that trademarks will always be protected.
Now, it's time for us to discuss about the advantages of protecting the non-conventional trademark. First and foremost, one of the main advantages of protecting the non-conventional trademark is its exclusive rights. The proprietor of a registered trademark has the sole legal authority and rights to exercise control over the trademark. The proprietor is permitted to use the same for all of the products that are included in the classes that we apply for. In addition, the proprietor has the right to enjoy exclusive ownership of the trademark and has the ability to prevent others from making unauthorized use of the trademark in the same class in which it is registered. It grants the right to sue anyone who is using the registered trademark in an illegal manner. Besides, asset protection against infringement is also another advantage of protecting the non-conventional trademark. The focus of any registration applications is most likely going to be on the company logo and trading name for the vast majority of the enterprises. These are the phrases and pictures that are presented to the public in order to differentiate the products and services offered from those of its rivals and to promote goodwill and brand recognition. By putting third parties on notice that they own a registered trademark, a business owner can do so by registering their company name or emblem as a trademark. The proprietor of a trademark in the United Kingdom has the legal authority to pursue legal action against third-party competitors who make an application to register a trademark that is confusingly similar to their own or who use a mark that is similar in connection with their own businesses. This prophylactic measure lowers the likelihood of a third party watering down a brand's reputation. Nobody else, not even your competitors, is allowed to use the word mark or logo that you have registered as a trademark. If, on the other hand, someone uses it without the permission of the owner of the trademark or uses it in a way that is misleading, the owner of the trademark can seek legal protection under the Act in order to prevent the other person from engaging in such behavior. Not only that, the need for the customer to recognize the source of the product or service must be balanced against the need for others to effectively compete. The protection of non-conventional trademarks disrupts this balance. Trademarks are protected from unauthorized use so that the customers have a reliable source indication and can trust the quality of the goods or services associated with the mark. It is up to the owner of the trademark to establish both traditional and non-traditional marks using their creativity in order to safeguard their market in the years to come. Last but not least is its exploitation. A registered trademark is a form of intellectual property that confers on its owner the right to profit from the mark. A trademark registration creates a right that can later be licensed, franchised, bought, or sold. It can also be used in commercial transactions. In addition to this, the organization's trademark is an intangible asset that contributes to its competitive edge. In situations in which a business owner intends to franchise their operation, they can provide franchisees and licensees permission to use their trademark in exchange for a fee. Another illustration of this would be on the selling of a business.
Now, I'll talk about the disadvantages of promoting non-conventional trademarks. Firstly, non-conventional trademarks lack a track record in infringement and direction cases as well as before the board. There are few court or board decisions on point. They also face obstacles that traditional word marks and logos do not. For instance, several types of non-conventional trademarks cannot be inherently distinctive, which includes color, scene, product designs, some sound marks, and almost certainly tactile and flavor, and will therefore be difficult to register on the principal register. Besides, non-conventional trademarks may also lack sufficient marketplace strength to be enforceable, either in an infringement or direction case. Registration will help, but registration alone will not win an infringement, direction, or position case. For instance, the owner of a non-conventional trademark may register it or prove it to be valid before a court. But to obtain an injunction or damages, it still must meet the rigorous requirements of likelihood of confusion or actual direction, legal tests that pose enormous logistical problems where sound and scene are concerned. Moving on, unlike word marks, some non-conventional trademarks may be difficult to describe with precision and may for that reason alone face enforcement problems. For example, describing a scene or flavor as mint, cinnamon, strawberry, or high-impact, fresh, floral fragrance reminiscent of Primaria blossoms may suffice when a mark is to be registered. However, such descriptions may be simply too vague when it comes to enforcement. Color marks may avoid this particular problem by specifying the appropriate pattern color number. In enforcement actions, courts may have difficulty determining the similarity of two flavor or scene trademarks. For example, in conventional word trademark enforcement, courts have the luxury of simply comparing sound, appearance, and meaning for similarity. However, in non-conventional trademark enforcement, there are no such benchmarks. A court in a scene infringement case, for example, will be faced with devising a different yardstick for determining similarity for likelihood of confusion purposes.
There may be many challenges to the implementation of non-conventional trademarks in Malaysia. However, as I see it, the advantages far outweigh the disadvantages in many aspects. As such, non-conventional trademarks should continue to be implemented in Malaysia. This can lead to many more possibilities for companies to come up with many more innovation and ideas towards growing their trademarks and their business. And with that said, that is the end of our presentation. Thank you.